Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
This morning, or rather late morning when I woke up, I lie down on my bed and I just scroll through all the messages and emails and notifications to see if there's anything urgent for my clients or anything that I should address first out of my routine. So I saw this guy, I think his name is Mohammed Ranish Magdawan or something like that. He's a Facebook friend. I don't know him personally. He tagged me on female. Her name is Jagee John. He tagged me on her wall. Okay, so I was wondering why the hell do people tag me on someone else's wall? Normally they do it when there's something important or there's a news that I need to focus on. So when I checked this, at the top it was written some emotional mumbo jumbo like 2019 is gone, we sow the seeds for 2020, some emotional statement. I was like, why the hell did he tag me for this nonsense? Because a lot of people tag me and I was like, this is ridiculous. But then as I was just scrolling, just to make sense of what the hell is this, I started seeing over there messages like rest in peace, RIP, Jagee John, RIP. I was like, okay, who died? So once again I scrolled up and down. It was just single sentences or words, RIP, Jagee John, RIP. So I was like, who died? Okay. And then I immediately put the message, well, what happened or what the hell is this? Well, because I was like, why do you tag me for this? Or what happened or what is this? So then he said, Jagee John is dead or something to that effect. So I was like, what? Then immediately I checked on Google because I don't believe in these kind of hoax news. So when I checked on Google to see if there was any reliable news source, because you get too many of these fake hoax celebrity deaths like The Rock, or they say people he died or this person died or that person, but when you check, it's hoax. So only if there's a reliable channel, reputed news media house, do I subscribe to what they say. So at the top of the heading was Gulf News. Now Gulf News is a reliable source, okay, although it's one-sided towards UAE because obviously they are in that country. So, and there it was said that TV host, celebrity chef, whatever, Kerala's Jagee John is dead. So I just scanned through the article and long story short, she was found dead in the kitchen. Now, I'll give you a bit of a background about how much do I know about her, what do I know about her, why am I even speaking about her or this video in particular. Now, Jagee John, I didn't know anything about her. I knew absolutely nothing, okay? I get a lot of people sending me friends requests here and there because of my online presence. So she had sent me friends request. I didn't know who she is. I add up whomsoever sends me a friends request. That is if the profile is true, okay? So I added her and I didn't think much about it. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what she was. Nothing. Then, as usual, Facebook always has people's stuff coming on the feed. Uh, One day, I saw her on a news feed. I think it was a screen grab of she taking an interview of somebody, some person or something like that. So then I sent her a message. I was like, "What do you do exactly?" Because I was kind of intrigued. She was very charismatic. She had you could make out from her face, she had a very strong presence. She stood out. So I was like intrigued. Okay, who are you? Yeah, so yeah, attractive looking girl. So I sent her, like, what do you do? I just sent her a message, what do you do? But then I didn't receive any response. So generally, when I don't get a response, I never bother that person because either the person's not comfortable or the person prefers to keep away. And I understand where women are concerned because women normally get too many guys hitting on them. So I totally respect that. So I sent her a message and that was the end of it. I got no response. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I think I got a response after a week or 2 weeks or something like that. Sorry, I'm very busy. I don't normally use Messenger or whatever. So I was like, okay, fine. And even at that time, I didn't know what she was doing. I didn't know she was a public figure or celebrity or whatever. So I was like, okay, if you're so busy, fine, whatever. I don't give a fuck anyway. So, even I have my ego. So, then after that, I started noticing that she would put comments under my baby's videos. She would always comment something about my baby, or if I would put a exercise video, she would mention some positive stuff. Like, they were far and few, okay? But predominantly, she would always comment under my baby's videos. And she would always put nice, encouraging stuff. So it was really nice of her. And that's how I started to remember her, okay? And she had those features, that face. She was a very pretty girl. So I was like, okay, this girl, I started to notice her. Where it actually etched my mind, her presence was, one day she put this rather, I would say, funny video. It's not funny, it's rather a strange video of her doing a headstand near the wall. And it was a kind of a yoga pose. And she's a slightly big girl. She's not slim, she's not thin, she's slightly a little chubby. I guess that's okay with the South Indian crowd. They like girls being a little chubby and plump. So I found that a little funny. I was like, such a big girl. She's not slim, she's not skinny, she's a little chubby, and she's able to do a headstand. I can't do that. So I found that rather funny. Okay. The second video where I felt she stood out was when, I don't know, this was a kind of on a TV news channel, I think Surya TV or some TV, I don't know what TV. She was asking this gentleman, and the question that she posed to him was something about sex, okay? Sex is a taboo in our society or something like that, some controversial topic. And that guy, the guest, he said, yes, people make a big deal about it or something like that. She spoke. And over there, I realized, okay, this girl is an outliner. She speaks on topics which are taboo. She's a rebel. She wants to stand out from the crowd. And immediately, I could relate to her because even I'm an outliner. I rebel against some of the rules of society. I speak on controversial topics. So I was like, okay, this girl is a rebel, but she, the second part that came to my head was she's in India and she's speaking to an Indian audience. And people can get a little crazy, especially in India. If you have a controversial view, or if you are not politically correct, or you're not mainstream towards being diplomatic, people can really not like it. And especially in South India, the men are kind of egoistic. They have an ego trip against women. the men always, they have this thing that women should be under them, and they don't like women being very strong, especially in Kerala. So I was like, she's in this reserved, conservative society in Kerala, and she's speaking such a way, she'll make a lot of enemies. She will, she's going against the tide. But then I was like, okay, brave girl. See, that's one of the reasons why I chose not to stay in India, even though I have an Indian passport. Okay, because you just do not know whose paths you can cross or who you can piss off. So I was like, okay, interesting. But it was still not like content that I would subscribe to, because I'm not into this celebrity talk and all that. The last video that I remember looking of her was one day on Instagram. I just saw, I don't know, she was in the bathroom or something with a towel, and she was putting water on her head. The camera was looking at her, and I don't know what she was doing. She was just pouring water on her head, and she was smiling, or she was singing, or she was talking, or something. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I was like, okay, she's putting up content to, to keep engagement alive, to keep herself in the mainstream, like stuff that even I would do. I would do some crazy, obnoxious things just to keep the excitement alive. We try, all of us love attention. We try stupid things like, clickbait stuff, okay? Like stand with a beautiful girl, or be half naked, or do stupid stuff. So I was like, okay, this girl's content is not my type at all, okay? Because if I had to see naked girls, I'd go to Pornhub. So that was not my kind of content. So after that, I just didn't pay much interest. I was not very curious. But she was a very nice, kind person. I mean, every time I would put a video of my baby, she would always comment something positive. Such a sweet girl, such a cute girl. And I had a lot of respect for it. Inwardly, I felt that she missed having a baby. She missed having a family life. I felt her as a person who really wanted to find love, or a relationship, or a baby, or a family. You could sense that. And she was a genuine person, but she was a rebel. Okay. Just a few days ago, I think she commented on one of my baby's videos, and she, once again, I saw on my news feed. I was like, okay, didn't pay much attention until this happened, where this guy tagged me just now, and I found out she's dead. And I was like, holy fucking moly. I showed it to my wife. The first thing I did was got up, I showed it to my wife. I was like, look, this girl, Jagee John, I showed her for. She said, yeah, what happened to her? I said, she's dead. My wife was like, what? So we were shocked. We checked, we read. My wife asked me what happened. And the first thing that my wife said was, did someone kill her? Okay. I don't want to fuel conspiracy theories, but I'll just give you, the cause for death can be like three possibilities, okay? Three. Number one is, let's say, you have a physical anomaly, like you have a weak heart, or let's say blood clot, or something like that, say physical. The second one is you died because of some overdose, you tried some drugs or something like that. And third one is this foul play, someone tried to kill you, okay? Now, in terms of physical anomaly, given that she was a public figure, I'm pretty sure she got herself checked by the doctor every single time. She would make sure that her health would be taken care of. Like even me, I go to a doctor's checkup frequently every 6 months. That's what led me to my bariatric surgery, which you can Google search Loy Machedo bariatric surgery. I had a surgery for my stomach to lose all excess weight. I go every once in 6 months to get a complete checkup. So, people who are very enterprising, they generally tend to be forward thinking. So we take care of ourselves. So I feel that's pretty remote. Now the second possibility is overdose. Okay, this can be a strong possibility because I know this because I've experimented with my own body. I've taken SARMs, I've taken steroids, I've experimented during the days when I was a bodybuilder. I tried different supplements, different medicines, different stuff, just to see how would it interact with my body. How would I feel, or would I lose weight, gain weight? Would I be smarter, like nootropics for the brain drug kind of tablets? So I tried different things. I remember once I played around with insulin, and even though I was not diabetic, and I went for a hardcore exercise session only to be hospitalized very severely. I think I nearly was going to die. So I've tried stupid stuff when I was young. Not young, I mean just a few years ago. So that can be a possibility. And where public figures are concerned, we face a lot of stress. We face a lot of opposition. We face a lot of hate online and trolls, and the pressure can get to you sometimes. So people take antidepressants, people take drugs, people take stuff just to alleviate themselves from the pain. So this can be a possibility. Okay, she might have taken something. That's how Michael Jackson, he died. He just took an overdose of something. Okay, but the biggest one, which I feel, which I'm more inclined towards, is foul play. Some psycho who got hurt, or who got who couldn't get her, or something like that. There are some really sadistic people. When they cannot get you, they will harm you, and they'll harm that person. Sorry, they'll harm that person, and then they'll harm themselves. So there are people like that. So now I don't want to fuel conspiracy theories, but my gut feeling is either an overdose or something, or foul play. Because I don't see any reason why she should harm herself. I really don't see any reason why she should intentionally kill herself. And that too in the kitchen, that too without a message or a note. It's really sad. Now, having said that, I don't want to end with a conspiracy theory, but rather I just want to say a few kind words about her. Not for the purpose of just formality, but rather, a message that I would want her to hear. I really felt that she was a very brave girl. Not only brave, she being a woman in a man's world, and that too in Kerala, that too in India. She was enterprising. She is a trendsetter. It takes a lot of balls. It takes a lot of guts to do what she does. And in an industry where, in order for a female to be famous, explicitly people ask for sex. They ask for sexual favors. You're dealing with men in a man's world. It was a coconut that fell down. Okay, good. Who knows, I might die also. So, and yeah, coconut deaths are very common. So in a man's world, which is so hard to break into, Jagee, she has, created a small path for herself. And the fact that she was relevant, the fact that she always stood out, showed intelligence, showed proactivity, showed an enterprising spirit, It's not everyone who can do this. And I'll tell you, so many girls who are trying it, so many guys. The percentage of people who manage to succeed is hardly 1%. So Jagee was at 1%. Okay, agreed, she was not a mega star or whatever, but she was a presence. And the very fact that when she added me, I noticed her. That showed that she had charisma, that she had heart, I do not know her personally on the level I can comment on her as a human being, but she always left positive comments for my daughter. She always was sweet and nice. And out of my interaction with celebrities, I know that you can make out a person's character with few interactions. I have a couple of celebrity clients myself who approach me for my coaching. So I can tell you that she had gone through a lot of difficulties in life to reach where she was. And even if she was a rebel, even if she was hard-headed, even if she was stubborn, or she might have been rude, or she's a good person. For me and my wife, we liked her as a person, and it seriously came as a shock, a massive shock, an absolutely massive shock that Jagee is no more. Seriously, it came as a shock. I just want to say through this video that she will be missed, and it's a loss for the community. It's a loss for her fans. It's a loss for people who knew her or people whose lives she touched. And life is so unpredictable, man. You just do not know when the fuck you're going to die, what's going to happen. That is why I tell people, each day, consider it to be your last and live that day to the fullest, because maybe they will be known tomorrow. So, Jagee, I don't believe in spiritual mumbo jumbo. I don't believe in heaven, hell, God, and all that stuff. And I absolutely don't believe you're in some spirit heaven looking down and all that. But if in case you were, I just want you to know you'll be missed. Okay? You'll be missed. You're a nice girl. You're a very genuine person whom I wish I got to know, although sadly, because of your busy schedule, my busy schedule, never got to know you. But you will be missed, and sad that you had to go so soon. So guys, whomsoever is our fans or who knew her or who do not know her, this was my way of saying thank you to Jagee for whatever she did and however she touched people's lives. She will be missed. So this is what I wanted to share, and that's it, guys. Life is too short. Take care.